For years now, I've been making an effort to make my way through all my book series, and yet never seem to make progress. Throughout these vlogs, I'll be using various techniques to finish these series in the goal to get to the current number below 20. Currently, I'm at 58, last time finishing one and DNFing another, and have started 0 more.
Hello, hi. It's kind of a card game. It's based off. Okay, so I think their name is Chris. I keep on wanting to say Katie, but it's Chris. I'm pretty sure it's Chris. I was like trying to find readathons because I am blaming the fact that I've been doing readathons so far this year on why I've been able to read so much. So I was like, readathons. That seems like a smart plan. Found Chris's, in which it's a card game, kind of, and the whole purpose is to get through your TBR, physical TBR. I'm doing my general TBR because it's 911 books right now. We don't need to talk about that. Right? And you need to get a combination of cards specifically in order to win. And each card you pull, it correlates with a prompt. And there's two of each card. There's 4 colors, 12 numbers. So it's like red, green, yellow, and blue, 1 through 12 of each of those colors. And then there's doubles, right? Like there's 2 of each of those, right? Um, and so you need a combination of the proper cards. I think it's 5 and 3, maybe no, it's 5 and 2. It's 5 and 2. You need 5 of one number and 2 of another number. But if you have like 4 8s and then 2 red 3s, those 2 red 3s would be a wild card and be the 5th 8. Right, that's a whole thing. That's me basically describing how it works. I don't have this card game, so I'm doing it with a spinner wheel. I have already done my first spin today on April 1st to see what it was, and the whole premise is for this vlog is that whenever I can, I will make what the wheel spins on to be the book I read for this vlog, a series. It's also great because in the Discord they also do a version for finishing series in which everyone puts their stats on where they are on series. So there's a whole Discord server of people who can give me shit if I do really bad. If I do really bad. And I love that for me personally because that's the that's the kind of relationship I need with my series. I need people to literally beat my ass if I don't do it. So here we are. Speaking of which, I'm gonna get ahead by one. I'm currently at 58. I did the math recently. I'm at 58. Which you should know from the intro. I haven't filmed the intro yet for this one, but I am at 58, and so hear me out. Hear me out. I already spun the wheel the first time, and I got, I believe, a blue 2. I'm not spinning on camera in case it's not one that would fail for this vlog. Also, when I spin it, I do delete that card, right? Delete that card from the wheel. Anyways, blue 2 is, if I remember properly, most recent purchase. Now, normally what I would do in this situation is I would just do my most recent library loan. Right, that makes sense. In which I could read The Familiar by Lee Bardugo, but that wouldn't make sense for this. I gotta, all my annotation tools that I'm gonna use for it are here. They're kind of in the way. Anyways, it should have been obvious based off of it. I mentioned it's April, and I said most recent purchase, and I'm a bitch who doesn't purchase books. I'm gonna read this chunker. I don't remember how long this is. Yes, after opening it in the intro of what vlog was that? 2 vlogs ago? 2 weekend? Not weekend. 3 vlogs ago. 642. Oh, I still got that new book smell. Oh, hell yeah. After that, I'm finally reading it. I am annotating it, hence all my annotation tools. I've annotated every book in the series so far. There was a whole thing where I was trying to figure out because I don't have red sticky notes, but I use red highlighter for Breeze sections and stuff that I want to take note of. And so I was like, do I do orange or pink? And I was thinking orange because like pink is too feminine, and I was like, I don't want to do pink just because she's a girl. But then I realized the other colors I do are purple when it's both Cell and Bree, and blue when it's Cell. because red and blue together is purple, which means if I did pink, also I'm scared that my red highlighter is gonna run out. So if I do pink, it's the buy flag and sell is buy. Therefore, yes, I have to edit the previous series vlog tomorrow, but I'm gonna try to get 100 pages into this tomorrow. I'm scared. I'm gonna give you like no info about this. I'm just gonna give you a general idea of where my emotions are, because Tracy Dion has said it's best if you go into it with literally like no knowledge of what happens in this book. And so don't look up spoilers, and please don't give spoilers. So I'm not. I'm listening to the queen herself, the icon. I love her. Anyways, it's so big. How high? It's been most of the month. It's the 21st now. Whoops. Speaking of which, I lied to you. I'm not reading what's around. That's it right there. It's on hold. Okay, for many reasons. I figured out what the rest of the ones I have to read are, and that one is not one of the ones I have to complete in order to actually complete this. Anyways, because I did double check, and you technically only need to do the ones that actually fill the prompts or like fill the spaces right. You don't have to do the other ones that you pick if you can't / don't want to. So that's great. Yes, I had to have 2 sets of doubles in order to do this. It's fine. I rolled or spun the wheels so many times and took so many screenshots. Speaking of which, one of the ones that I don't technically need to do is a book I just finished. I've technically been reading it this whole time, which is The Bone Chronicles, which I chose for G is green 9, which means fire on the cover. Editing is gonna have fun with all these graphics on at once. Now I get, if you look at the Bane Chronicles cover right now, I get you may be like, that's blue. I did go to other people and went, hey, this is Mage Flame, because that's kind of what they call their magic sometimes. So would you count it as fire for a fire prompt? And they went, yeah. I love these people. So I'm counting it for it. And it also counts as me finishing the series because I did read the first story in this collection like 4 years ago. And I just never continued. I did reread that one because I had the audiobook of like all of them in one, right? And so I just reread it, whatever. My favorite part of this book was that there was a different narrator for all 10 stories, and sometimes there'd be actors that I knew. Like the first one, throughout the universe, it's happened a few times. Like I remembered Sophie Turner narrated one of the books, right? And I remembered the guy who plays Jackson in Grey's Anatomy, Slash Marcus in Detroit Become Human. Those are the 2 main things I know him from. I also know him from Cabin in the Woods. Voices, one of the other books. It was the first one in this. Wild. Anyways, one of the other ones, Andrew Scott. Yeah, it was really funny reading Magnus Bane short story being read by Moriarty. That was an experience I went through. Anyways, this wasn't my favorite. Listen, the Shadowhunter universe hasn't been my favorite in a long time. The one I liked the most, in which it like briefly brought up side characters. Well, not really side characters, but well, the main characters. But like, it was side characters in that story in the Clockwork series. I don't remember the name of the actual. Infernal Devices, is that the one that's the trilogy that's like Clockwork Prince, Clockwork Princess, and Clockwork Angel, which is the ones I prefer, especially the first one. The first one I actually really liked. The vibe's immaculate in that one. I do own them all. They're still in their box. They're in the unhaul pile over there. So, you know, that's the thing. Yeah, no, it was like Tessa was hinted, like mentioned briefly, and I was like, oh my god, Tessa, girl. And then moved on with my life, and then progressively as it got further in, more and more characters from the two first series were brought up. Tessa was brought in multiple times. I get it that she's been alive this whole time, so it makes sense. Like, they've been friends, so it makes sense that they would run into each other. But I'm just like, they're like, oh my god. Got to see Valentine in his peak. Whoa. And Claire's mother go to him to be like, hey, can you erase my child's memories? Tessa was also there for that, by the way. Um, got to see his relationship with Alec. That I did appreciate that. Like their first date, kind of iconic. Where they're so nervous and don't understand how to date each other because like Alec has never dated anybody before, and also dating men, you're not allowed to do that, let alone down roller men. Oh my god! And Magnus is like, how the fuck do I seriously date a Shadowhunter? Oh my god. That part kind of iconic. You know, there's I want somebody to do a deep dive video because I'm obsessed with deep dive videos right now about Magnus Chase's racial identity and how it develops throughout the series. Throughout this book alone, this collection alone, but throughout the universe, like, dude, I don't, okay, and, also why we think, the one character of color we get, he may be a different color every time, but the one character of color we get is considered an evil, gross downworlder. Is there something we're trying to say here? Anyways, I need somebody else to do who like is better understanding of that to do a deep dive on that for me. Anyways, I didn't like it. I fought my way through it and I did it. 2.5 stars. You may be like, bitch, what the fuck? Why did you read it then? The answer is, whoops. Listen, I know some of the later books, like The Dark Artifices, is that what it's called? And some other ones are better. Actually, that is right. I do have it written down because I do have a plan to try to read that whole entire series. But also that one, and then whatever the other like 700 page chunker books series are like well loved and considered better than the Moral Instruments. So I wouldn't mind picking them up and giving them a hearty try, but it's been years. It's been years, like 4 years. So I need to like ease my way back into the universe, hence why I picked up this audiobook. Yes, we're all coming together. Anyways, I technically did finish a series just with this one book. We love that for me and me only. One of the problems I do have to do is finish a series, and that's so funny, so funny. So I do know what I'm gonna do for that. You know what's extra funny? I think 3 of them. No, 4 of them. 4 of them I have written down. 4 out of 5, I believe. Six. Okay, well 6, but like 5 because I'm not gonna read Oathbound. Only one of those is not finishing a series. Hilariously. I'm so funny like that. I'm so funny. Anyways, I gotta go do other things. Maybe read another book. I had almost none of it left when I picked it up today. That is the thing. And it was made it not for me. There we go. That's all we're gonna talk about. I don't know what this vlog's been anymore. It's wild. It's wild. And a girl's in a reading slump. Whoops. I will remember to clip the stream when I opened it. Book came. This is pertinent for this vlog because I do have the arc of the sequel, and that is gonna be in this vlog. It's gonna be the book after the next book. I swear. So that's great. But book came today. We're very excited. This friend's book. I loved this. I also got the arc of this one, obviously. Loved it. Great. 5 stars. Recommend. Now I give it to sister so that she can read it. Anyways, me read book. I did that. What prompt was it? I got a read 1, which is continue a series. Thank you so much for that. Okay, apparently we gotta sit up this angle because the camera loves sliding today. Anyways, there were so many options. I decided, because slump, and I figured if nothing else can get me out of the slump, no could do it, my comfort manga series, which I just read the next volume of, and the next book, which is Sunrise on the Reaping. I do have the ebook already from the library, and then I also got the audiobook from Libby when I woke up this morning. So I can dual read that. I can finish that in like 2 days. Let's heck and go. Which is in time because there's like 3 days left on the loan for the ebook. That's fine. The one that I just finished though was The Owner of the Dawn Volume 14. This is my comfort manga series. I love it. I'm obsessed. Right, the way this one ends with her being stabbed, and now I'm supposed to move on with my life and not immediately read the next one. Rude. I love this series. I love it so much. It's about a princess who, her cousin, on her 16th birthday, kills her father and takes over her father's country. Right, and so she goes across the country, being assumed dead, with her personal guard and the 4 dragons and a random kid who's also a healer. And at this point in the series, they're traveling across the country to fix up the country, make it a better place. Because there's a lot of like the smaller towns that aren't anywhere near the capital, are either constantly being attacked or starving to death or sickness. There's like trafficking, like stuff like that in these other villages. So her whole thing is like going there, help those people out, because she thinks like, yeah, sure, I could take over the country that was stolen from me, but also it'd do better for the country if I actually took care of the country. So I'm gonna do that instead. And meanwhile, her cousin's like, shit. She's good at this. Anyways, I love this series. 4 stars. I've rated every single one 4 stars. I love it. It's a great time. Highly recommend. And that's that. I could start Sunrise on the Reaping, but I don't. Hear me out. I don't want to. Immediately after that. Good news is 2 out of 3, the ones I have left for this vlog, are part of the 5 that I need to do to finish the actual ones I need to do. So we have that going for me. Honestly, I'm gonna go Sunrise and Reaping tomorrow. I'll probably update you when I finish that one, because I'm assuming I opened it and it started with an George Orwell quote, and I went, oh no. I'm gonna go read my comfy manga series. So here I am. Also, can Libby stop being down for like 5 seconds? I want to return this book. Thanks. Bye. Hello, hi. This is a look of a girl who just finished crying over Sunrise on the Reaping. What? Suzanne? Suzanne, you bitch. All I feel is pain. All I feel is pain. What was that one for? I can tell you in a second. Oh, that was Y8, Yellow 8. Keep on forgetting the why I don't need to say. Which is finish a series, which this does. Because as far as I know, there's not a 6th one announced. I would like, because when I finish a series, I like to give the series an average rating. And usually what happens is I average them, and then if I emotionally have an attachment that's higher than what that number gives me, sometimes I up it by half. I only do half stars, right? Full and half stars. Welcome to a 5-star series, bitches. I think the only one I don't have labeled as 5 stars, possibly maybe Catching Fire. I don't know about that one, but I know Mockingjay I have at 4, but one also, like, the average of 5 books where 4 of them are 5 stars, or 3 of them are 5 stars and the other 2 are 4, or 4.5. Either way, it's gonna be in the 5 range for the stars. It's gonna be high enough for me to be able to average it up. So it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, 5 stars. This is my favorite one. I was telling the fish that, and they were like, bitch, I don't know how I got it so early from the library. So many people must have skipped it. It's funny because we have it on hold from the same library too. So funny. So funny. And I tried to get my hold, like, in as soon as possible. I just realized a book I have to read for this that I don't want to read. I have to switch it out with something else. I'm not in the mood for the new F.T. Lukens, despite the fact that I do have the arc for it. And it does come out Tuesday, in like 2 days of me recording this. I'm not in the mood. I hate to inform everybody. So, yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. I think 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 more I have to read. 2 I have just the ebooks. One of those is for this vlog, which is how I'm gonna end this vlog, which is the arc of just the second book, which is the first one's the one that I showed off in the previous clip, I think. Right? I have the arc of her second book, which is also finishing series. I have it. It's for Green 8 High Hopes. I got that one twice in a row. And I put the other arc I had, which was the F.T. Lukens there. But I'm not in the mood for that. So I gotta figure out what to switch that out with. But there's 4 more I have to read, and there's 3, 4. I don't know how math works. I think 3 more days in the month. We're feeling fine about it. And 2 of those I just have ebooks. I'm gonna assume those are easy reads. It's fine. There is another one I could read for this vlog. For Queer Rep, but I was like, if it's not labeled as one I need to immediately do for this, I'm just not gonna do it, and it'll possibly be in the next episode, because it also fits the theme of that one, so it's like not that big of a deal. Anyways, Sunrise on the Reaping, the book that I'm here to talk about. Dude, I don't know how I did it. I booked out my Kindle. Hilarious story. So I do this thing where I'm really bad at picking up books before they're due at the library. This is a perfect example of it. I was stressing about how I was going to read it in time, and then I managed to get the audiobook like 2 days ago. As well from the library. I was like, all right, dual read it. Let's go, bitches. We can do it. That being said, I was so stressed and anxious about it that I didn't pick it up until like 10 last night. I went in weird holes of the YouTube sphere trying not to pick up the book because I was so scared. So that's fun. So because of that, there was no way I was gonna read it by 10:03 this morning when it was due, unless I was up all night, and I didn't want to do that because I haven't been feeling great. Like, all my issues are flaring up at once. The tears didn't help with the eczema, but that's fine. So, you know, when that happens, I just put my Kindle on airplane mode, right? With the understanding that my highlights won't be shared to Goodreads and whatnot. And then once I finish the book, I'll turn off airplane mode and everything will be fine, right? That was the plan. And I spent the whole time taking pictures with my phone of all my highlights because they're like, I wanted to keep them. So that, and then I put the book back on hold so that I can just like eventually get it back and use those pictures to highlight it again, the proper sections, and have them saved. But apparently people can't shut up downstairs to save their fucking lives. But if somehow when I turned off airplane mode, it did send all of the highlights to Goodreads, and then undownloaded itself and removed itself from my Kindle. I don't know. I don't know how I did that. I have some magical powers. Anyways, I was on the verge of crying the whole time. The whole time. I can't close that page. I have to figure out what the book I'm gonna read for that. And then, like, I was on the verge of crying a lot. And then the stuff with his family. And then the stuff with Lenore. And I was like, and then the epilogue just broke me, and I was like, I'm sobbing. I was like, cool, 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 cool. Did I'm pretty sure Suzanne literally just like made a list of every character from the original trilogy, especially Catching Fire, because everybody loves Catching Fire. Uh, who is alive at the times of these books, and of this book, and just like wrote them all down and figured out a way to put them in here. Like, there's so many, dude. I want to reread the at least first two again, just to see him and Effie's relationship through a new light. Cause oh my god. Um, Also the fact that we get to see Katniss's dad for like 5 minutes. Oh my god, so cool. The way that they were friends. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Also, is BD okay? Does he need a hug? Where is this man's family? He has a confirmed family. Where is his family in Mockingjay? I don't. Anyways, a bunch of people have confirmed families, and I don't know where they are in Mockingjay. And I'm scared. Also, what did the trinkets do that people look down upon them all the time? What does that mean? What does that mean? Anyways, connections. She found a way to seamlessly tie it to the original trilogy and connect it to that with the inclusion of those characters, right? But also connect it with um Battle of Songbirds and Snakes, because his girlfriend, his love, his true love, is technically like a distant relative somehow. I think it's like a cousin or something of Lucy Greybeard. So there's a connection there, and Snow likes to play on that connection a little bit, if you can catch my drift. Um, it very much gave it was a double whammy, hurting Lucy Bear, but also hurting Haymitch with the things he did. Also, how the hell did that bitch survive another 25 years? I know he, like, it's heavily insinuated at the end of Mockingjay that he is dying, like, he's gonna die soon anyways. Right? But, like, I, have questions how he survives another 25 years. I do love the confirmation that he 100% does poison himself to poison people who piss him off. That's funny. That's kind of funny. Um, anyways, anyways, book was good. This is probably gonna be my favorite of the month. I don't know how to live my life anymore. Tomorrow I'm gonna try to read all of Justice Arc. Love Rewritten, that's the name of it. I am like 3% into it. I have to charge my Kindle. My Kindle's charger's downstairs, so I won't if I read any more tonight of that. It won't be much. I gotta figure out what to do for High Hopes. I gotta find preferably an audiobook. I've read so many audiobooks that I'm like so far ahead on my audiobook goal. Like, I'm almost done with it for my hours goal for the whole year. But meanwhile, on my pages goal, I'm hella behind. And when I dual read, I do it by the pages, not the audiobook hours, because I'm right. And even with that, I'm suffering there. What do I put for High Hopes? I don't know. I have high hopes for every book I try to read. There's like multiple IDNF for this thing, and we love that for me. Anyways, book was good. Good book. I highly recommend. I was screaming, crying, throwing up. I just started yelling random character names from the original trilogy when they would show up at the fish. Like, that's all I would say. I'd just be like, Effie? This character? And I think around 10% in, 15% in, I clocked, I remember, I think it was in Catching Fire, Katniss and Peeta are rewatching all the games so they can, like, figure out how, the other winners, won their games, right? Their competition won their game, so they know what they're going up against. And so they decide to watch Haymitch's at one point, and that's how we learn he wins his game. Um, and That's like, so like, I remembered how that happens 10% in. I was like, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Anyways, um, book, good book. Um, I recommend. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life. I need to find a book to read. That's what I need to do with my life. So perfectly, I should be doing this thing where I go to bed earlier. um, I was doing it for a little bit. It was real nice where I would go to bed earlier and just like, um, my allergies are kicking my ass. And just like lay in bed and listen to an audiobook for like 30 minutes to an hour. Uh, at like 10:30, and then go to bed, like actually go to sleep to wind down for the night and just lay there with my eyes closed in complete darkness. I haven't done that in a while, but I think that did help with my insomnia. I don't know if that's accurate, but maybe I should do that again. It means I should pick an audiobook. It's not gonna be another book for this because I want to finish this ASAP so I can have it edited ASAP and so I can not worry about it. Because a girl is stressed. I just remembered I don't have a gaming video for this week. Fuck. Well, I guess I know what I'm doing tomorrow. I figured out a game to play that isn't Schedule 1. If you know, you know. That's what I was playing in between each part. I would take a break and just do that for like an hour. I don't know why I'm putting that away. Why am I like this? Anyways, me and my comfy sweater. It's too hot to wear this. I should know this. I'm wearing it because it comforts me, and I needed it for this book. I'm wearing the most comfortable pants I own. I almost just left my pajama pants on all day. I didn't, but I almost did it. Anyways, I'm gonna go. I'm actually gonna go. I'll update you tomorrow or Tuesday when I have finished just the second book, and then I can tell you that it's fucking good and you should read it. And by the time this comes out, I believe I'm like 100% sure. Pre-orders and May 6th, and if you pre-order it from her website, which will be linked below, you can get it signed. If you do it from her website, you can also pre-order on Amazon, but from her website you can get it signed, with a personal message. And so you, when this goes up, will have 3 more days to do that, and I recommend. Okay, bye. Just me promoting my life and then saying bye. Hello, hi. It is 8:30 in the morning on May 1st. Did I finish the challenge? There was one book left. Ignore the giant pimple on my face. There was one book left. And I totally could have finished it like it was less than 2 hours of audiobook, just under 2 hours. And I am having a fun time with that one. But, and hear me out, then I would have been up until like 2 a.m. and I was already exhausted by the time I finished the last book for this at like 1 minute before midnight. So I just went fucking a little bit, right? So that's fun. That's good stuff. What was G8 High Hopes? That's what it was. I read both of those yesterday actually. In which I read Love Rewritten. There we go. I can't speak words. I gotta write the review for that today. I forgot about that. I have so much shit to do today, including my knowledge to editing this whole thing. So this is gonna be fast. The moral of the premise is I enjoyed it. I liked it. Once I sat down and read it, I sped through that bitch so fast. That's basically all I did after 6 o'clock. Is just read that for the rest of the night. That's actually very accurate. It was good. I gave it 4.5 stars. The first one I gave 5 stars. I didn't like it quite as much, but like I still loved it. Other things, stuff. See, it's the second book and also the last book in a series, so like I don't want to say too much. I don't remember if I said the release date of it is May 9th or May 6th, but I know it's May 6th now. So that's the thing. I recommend it. It's a good book. I liked it. There was to get the idea of how good Jess is at writing is every book I've read where there's court scene drama, I haven't really been the biggest fan of it Like, I can think of a few off the top of my head that I didn't mind, but that I wasn't, like, invested. This one, that was, like, so the end third, that was, like, half of it. And I was addicted. I was laying in my bed freaking out. My heart rate was 111, and I like, had a strong feeling that it was gonna go a certain way, but I was still like, ah. And it was good. Oh, I haven't had my coffee yet. Can you tell? Cause like brain no work. Brain no work. I gave on my tracker thing for series of 5, because why the fuck not? A 5 and a 4.5. If you average those out, like, might as well. Anyways, yeah, the series is good. Go read Jess's books, my dude. I highly recommend. I went to bed at like 1 in the morning. And I haven't had coffee yet, and I just got out of bed. Okay, no one can blame me for this phase. Honestly, if you've gotten this far, good job. I don't know why you're here. So hi Bella. Hi Bella. Oh my god, you can see the little tail wag. Anyways, book, good book. I would like to know, after I labeled it was done, I did count how many series I had left, because why not, right? And like, in theory, I finished 2 series, so I should be down 2 more, right? Between this one and the Hunger Games. But I don't know what I started at the beginning of this vlog, but Bella is being very distracting. Hi. But I know at the beginning of the month it was 58, and I'm at 58 again. Whoops. It's like I did nothing. But why did I do this? Anyways, that's it. That's the update. Book was good. Do all the things. Links below. Here Monday, Wednesday, Saturday videos. Wednesday are usually Twitch streams. Twitch somewheres. I gotta go live on Twitch in like 2 minutes, so Fridays, other channel podcast sometimes, hopefully twice a month, but not last month. And that's that.